the NFL and perhaps not only the game of the week, but perhaps the most shocking outcome of the start of the NFL season. Dallas Cowboys. They defeat the defending Super Bowl champion LA Rams 22-10 yesterday at SoFi Stadium. And we expected the Rams fan and the Cowboys fan base rather to kind of take over part of SoFi Stadium. That's certainly what we saw to some degree. And lo and behold, the Dallas Cowboys, here they come. They're 4-1. They've got one of the best records in the NFL. And Cooper Rush is 4-0 this season as the starting quarterback. He's 5-0 as the Dallas Cowboys starting quarterback just in his career. And again, I'm not going to make the claim that the story behind the Cowboys' success is Cooper Rush. No, it's because of their elite defense. Their defense is scary, scary good. 3 sacks or 3 turnovers, 5 sacks, just were applying constant pressure. And again, when you look at what the Cowboys defense was able to limit the Rams offense to, if you were to remove the 2 big bomb plays by the Rams, the 54-yard pass to Tutu Atwell, the 75-yard passing touchdown, really a shallow cross to Cooper Kupp, and then Kupp takes it 60 yards. If you were to remove those 2 plays, then the Rams offensively were limited to 194 total yards and 160 yards through the air. That's what the Dallas Cowboys defense was able to do. And obviously we knew the Rams had problems with their offensive line. They've had a difficult time being able to run the ball. They simply can't run the ball. They haven't been able to do it all season. Cooper Kupp is pretty much the only target for Matthew Stafford. Occasionally, we'll see him try to sprinkle it around to some other guys, but he's really the only marquee individual. And the truth of the matter is, because I do think that a reasonable question can be posed for the Dallas Cowboys, should you just continue to let Cooper Kupp be the starting quarterback? Should he continue to run your offense? And do you keep Dak Prescott sidelined as you're amidst and in the middle of this win streak? And the truth of the matter is, the reason behind Cooper Kupp, keep mixing up Cooper Kupp and Cooper Rush, the reason behind Cooper Rush's success, if we really break this down, is because they're simplifying and reducing down the offense for him. It's a lot more simple. He's taking care of the football. He's not turning it over. He hasn't turned it over once since he's taken over as the starting quarterback. He's completing and executing key third down plays. But they're not always looking for the home run play. He's taking simple checkdowns. He's throwing it when he needs to. He's relying on his defense, and that's part of the benefit when the defense gets these early leads. Cooper Rush isn't forced to have to do that much. The defense can just pin their ears back and rush the passer and rush Matthew Stafford, which was what we were seeing them do. And so it's a super interesting situation because Dak Prescott is clearly the more talented quarterback. I don't think that's ever been a question. He's more athletic. He's more dynamic of a playmaker. But the problem is, Dak Prescott this year, he dented the car. And the car just got taken into the Cooper Rush body shop, the auto body shop, to get buffed up, to get re-waxed, and a fresh new coat of paint. And now the new coat of paint and this new buffed up car is looking shinier. It's glistening more. And now you want to all of a sudden go back to Dak, to the guy whose insurance premium just went up like crazy. You want to give the car back to him? That's the situation. Cowboys have won 4 in a row. And again, by hook or by crook, which I don't think that it has been by hook or by crook because their defense is playing exceptionally well. And again, Cooper Rush is 4-0 this year as the starter, 5-0 all time. Granted, primarily on the backs of the defense. He just went on the road at SoFi Stadium against the Rams, and they won 22-10. They won pretty handedly. The Rams were held to 0 points in the second half. And now you want to go turn the keys to the car back to Dak? I think that's daunting and a bit too risky if you're the Dallas Cowboys. Not to mention he's still not 100% healthy, and you can see it's fascinating to me seeing the updated reports about Dak Prescott and his injury. And now that the Cowboys are winning, all of a sudden we're seeing more cautious headlines. The Cowboys are kind of mellowing out and downplaying the rush to get him back. They're saying he's progressing, but he's still day to day. Just today or yesterday, was he able to fully grip a football? All this and that. And that's only because they're winning. And so Jerry Jones, listen, he wants a return on his investment, but it may not be the financial investment that he's made in Dak Prescott. It may just be as simple as the investment he's made in the Dallas Cowboys wanting to win a Super Bowl. And I don't think he particularly cares which guy is the starting quarterback as long as it results in wins. And I think right now he'd prefer to keep Cooper Rush in there because Cooper Rush isn't going to go rogue. He's going to follow the script. He's going to follow the game plan. And as long as he's winning games, I think that's the most important thing to Jerry Jones. And listen, momentum is a transient thing, and superstition and superstitions can be very influential, especially on decision makers. That's why you talk to athletes. They have routines. They have pregame routines, whether it's the same playlist. They put on one sock before the other. They wear a headband. They don't. Athletes and sports can be a very, very superstitious thing. And when you're riding the wave, the last thing you want to do is throw on a new surfer on the board and hope that they can monitor and maintain the same poise while you're surfing. It just doesn't. It can happen, but it may not. And so now the luxury is that you give Dak Prescott more time to legitimately get 100% healthy. There's no need to rush him back in. No pun intended. You don't have to throw him into the gauntlet at Philly, which I don't think they should do. I think they'd have a better chance with Cooper Rush, and I can't believe I'm saying that, but because of the way that the team has bought in and rallied behind him, I think that's what you have to do. Give him an additional week to get healthier, and then return maybe after 6 full weeks at home against the Detroit Lions. Ease his way back in. That seems to be the much more pragmatic and prudent thing to do. And if you're Dak, I also think this can kind of be a blueprint for you going forward. Certainly you want to showcase some of your more elaborate skill sets and playmaking ability, but I also think that perhaps this can elucidate to him, hey, sometimes simpler is better. Because Cooper Rush, I don't think talent for talent, strength for strength is more talented than Dak Prescott. But at the same time, he's doing something that's working perfectly. And you talk to Cowboys fans, and even they aren't quite sure what this magic dust is with Cooper Rush, but they like what they're seeing. And he's minimizing mistakes. He's not making erroneous throws. And perhaps Dak can look at the way that Cooper Rush is playing and say, okay, if I play like this, now this team is going to continue to win. And it's been pretty impressive. It's been pretty impressive. Not going to lie.